Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're cutting up a little bit this morning. You know, social media can throw people for loops. People look at my social media account and they're like, was you just in Jacksonville, Florida? And then in Las Vegas the next day? And I'm like, that's exactly right. On the road. So good to see everybody. The word for today, Marlene, is inspired by you. Marlene, our sister from Canada. She come up with the word nurture, and I love it, Marlene. I absolutely love it. And so I want us, on my part this morning, I want us to be a little selfish. I want you to think about yourself, okay? You look at the word nurture, it says care for and encourage the growth or development of. Is that you right now for yourself? Development of someone or something. My part is I'm going to go, that someone's you. That someone is me. Are we nurturing ourselves? Listen to this quote, Susie Cleavinger. Cleavinger. Susie. Here's what she said. I love it though. A dream doesn't die because it has no truth. It dies because you fail to nurture it. I'm going to say it again, okay? Look at me. Look at me. Let's look in the screen. How many of you's got a dream? How many of you's got something and you're like, man, I want this. I want to run for this. I want to do this. Please tell me you do, no matter what your age is. A dream does not die because it has no truth. It dies because we fail to nurture it. How many of you are like me and you've caught yourself drifting on your dreams? I've failed there many a times. Like I'm going to use network marketing for an example. I know it's an industry and a profession that can get me to where I want to go and it can achieve dreams. But at times I will drift on network marketing. I will drift on getting on a call. I'll drift on a Zoom. I'll start letting people get on my nerves. I'll start being jealous of the group that's growing faster, and it'll keep me from getting on a call. And before I know it, the dream still has truth, but I'm drifting because I'm not nurturing myself, not taking care of myself. Have you ever been there? I want to tell you, I challenge you to nurture yourself. Like you owe it to yourself. I owe it to myself to nurture myself and yourself. Why? Because we're all gifts of God's. God gave us the gift of life. He made us all unique, individual, special qualities. Kathy's got qualities I don't have. Why? Because she's a gift from God. And you know what? Our job, our responsibility is to nurture God's gift. Are you nurturing yourself right now? Are you running and nurturing everybody else and all the things in life except yourself? I hope this morning it snaps you in to say, you know what, Andrew, you owe it to yourself because you're a gift from God to take care of yourself and nurture yourself. What does that mean? Well, I believe that it means like providing care, support, resources necessary so that we can grow, so that we can go be a better version of ourselves, so that we can thrive. What does that mean? Like, well, I got to practice more self-compassion of myself. You know what? I'm going to screw up. I'm human. I'm going to make people mad. I'm going to do things that hurt people. I don't mean to, but I got to be more self-compassionate of myself. Okay. I got to have more positive self-talks with myself. Maybe it's quiet time in the gym with myself. Positive self-talks. I got to have more positive self-care. It's okay to go to the chiropractor. It's okay to take time out to go get a massage. It's okay to spend a day at the spa, having some positive self-talk with yourself. You know what? Why? Because you're nurturing yourself. I got to have self-respect for myself. I got to be willing to say no when no is needed, because I've got self-respect. I've had a lot of times in my life that hadn't been the case. I've ate bad foods. I've drank bad things. I've done bad things. Why? Because I didn't have self-respect. Yes was just the easier route. I got to seek new experiences. Sometimes I got to take time out to go, you know what? I'm going on that 45-minute walk. And Daryl, I'll call him when I get back. I'll call him when I get back. I got to learn from my mistakes, man. And have I made them? Whew, I make them all the time. I got to be okay with that and realize that it's a stepping stone to wisdom, isn't it? Isn't it wisdom just a bunch of stones from past mistakes and heartaches and things that as you age, you become very wise in the way of the world? But all of these things, and then the last one is I got to take time to pursue personal and professional development. When's the last time you sought after a class, a book, an audio, maybe a week-long trip to learn your profession better? All of those things is taking care of myself and yourself and ultimately nurturing, because we're a gift and we need to treat it like such. So, Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
I don't know if I can follow that, Coach. That was a really great lesson. Good work. Good
Thank
work.
you.
So the quote that I found, and I think it lines up very nicely with what Coach was saying, was, we cannot be a source for strength unless we nurture our own strength. And that is M. Scott Beck. I'm glad my name was a little easier than yours, Coach. But, I think about so many times, they talk about put the oxygen mask on yourself first, but I think they have to tell us for a reason, because that's not maybe necessarily the norm for people. I think that most people, I don't know, I could be wrong. I think I should probably just speak for myself. But it's easier for me to care for you than it is for me to care for me. But I can't care for you if I'm drowning, right? I can't save you in that pool if I don't get myself someplace where I'm safe. And so I thought this was a really powerful one, Marlene, and thank you so much. So what I looked into is, different things that we can nurture in ourselves, different traits that can improve our overall well-being, that can put us in a place where we can nurture others. So first of all, a trait that we can nurture is resilience. And what is resilience? It's the ability to bounce back, right? We all, just like Coach said, we're all going to make bad choices. We're all going to do things that we probably shouldn't have. We're all going to brush up against adversity. We're all going to have challenges. But if we can truly focus on nurturing resilience within ourselves, we will bounce back and we will be able to overcome and move forward. So how do we do that? Well, embrace challenges, cultivate a positive mindset. And then, just like Coach said, practice that self-care. If our cup is empty, we can't give to anybody else. So we've got to feed ourselves, a little bit of caring. Number two is our self-confidence. We need to nurture our self-confidence. And that's the belief in our abilities, the belief in our worth, the belief in our potential. And our confidence empowers us to take risks, to pursue our goals, to overcome that self-doubt that can hold us back. So again, how do we do that? Celebrate your strengths. Every time I think of that, I think of Tammy Maltby and how she talked about keeping that win book. Keep that win book. Set achievable goals. So if we really want to have higher self-confidence, well, we got to achieve some things. And how do we do that? We've got to make some things achievable. And I'm not talking about, what do they say, like a participation trophy, but break down the goals that you want and make them achievable so that you can feel the win, right? Like mark that box off and then face your fears. If you truly want to feel confident, find something that scares you at least a little bit and go do it. And watch how you're like, oh, my shoulders are back. I'm a superhero now, right? The next thing we can cultivate in ourselves is empathy. And empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. And that fosters our connection, our compassion. It grows our relationships. We've talked about that before. How do we focus on empathy? Well, have active listening. Practice being present and listen to the people we care about. Put ourselves in other people's shoes, volunteer, go do some random acts of kindness. All of that helps us feel more empathy. And then lastly, lastly, I've got two more, but anyway, but we'll see. A growth mindset. So nurture that growth mindset within ourselves. So that's the ability or the thought that our abilities and our intelligence can be developed, right? That our hard work is going to get us somewhere, that we're not stuck. So how do we do that? We embrace our challenges. We emphasize progress and effort, not perfection, and then cultivate curiosity. So just try to learn something new. Okay, I'm going to end here. Self-discipline. The last trait we need to nurture inside ourselves for this morning is self-discipline. And that's the ability to control ourselves, control our impulses. You guys heard me this week talk about donuts. Well, if I have a health goal, maybe I've got to focus on nurturing some self-discipline and not overdo it on the donuts. So how do we do that? Set clear goals, break tasks down into manageable steps, and then practice consistency. All of those things will help us have more self-discipline. This was a good one this morning, Marlene. Thank you so much.
It was a good one. And I just noticed in the chats that Dapo has been chatting a lot about donuts. Like he's quick to respond when you say the word donut. Apparently, I'm just saying, I think Dapo's got a thing for donuts too. So, guys, thanks for being a part of this community. We love you. We appreciate you. We pray for you, and we just are super grateful for you. So have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you back.
Love
Thank you so
guys.
very much.
Thank you.